Hey, welcome back to Blueprints. It's been 3 weeks for me and I am so excited to finally go back to this game, right? And I obviously was kind of busy while in between recording sessions, right? It's been, again, 3 weeks. And I actually used the opportunity to finally fix up like a lot of my notes, which reminds me I still need to open like my other notes in just a second. But there are a few things that I actually have to mention here in the very beginning. First of all, there's like one misconception I've had for the longest, and I mean the longest time, that just completely confused me every single time I kind of came up with it. And this is kind of the family tree. The one thing that really confused me was just originally I thought I was just an only child as Simon, right? And then I found the bunk beds. I was so confused because there was like something about like a Herbie and a Simon. I was like, isn't Simon my name? Do I have a brother who's Herbie? But then it didn't really work out because apparently they were at least 18 because they were talking about like coming back from college and stuff. And I thought like, okay, maybe we are like in our 20s. Okay, fair enough. And like Herbie, obviously named after Herbert, right? But no, I could have actually fixed it all once I saw the family tree again, because in there we can actually see all the names. Simon is also the name of our grandfather, and we were named after him, which is why there was like such a confusion. We are an only child, which also explains why we're only 14 years old. And this was like such a massive confusion. There are like a lot of other things that I put into my notebook here. Also like some rules about like, for example, sigils and stuff. I have not really figured out what exactly I can do with that, but I felt like it is going to be somewhat important, which is why I have it in here. And those are like the important bits in here. There are like a few other things, like for example, there's a stamp here, and every single time I have like the magnifying glass. I never actually checked that one. I need to do that once I get like the new magnifying glass. Let's pick up the allowance though. And we are going to continue like we do every single time. Last time, obviously, we made it into the underground architecture there, as I called it. The inner sanctum, they called it. And obviously, we would like to return there at some point. But I have like a few other things that I want to do. First of all, yeah, we can now reach the inner sanctum. But I'm actually not sure if, like, it seems like the underground part is permanent. So maybe the lever, because we flipped it already, is open and we can just leave via the antechamber. That would be amazing if that's the case. Not quite sure if that's true though. But there's another room that we have never picked over here in the shed, and I hope that we are going to get it soon, which is the tomb. We have only seen that one once. And to my understanding, because we've seen the underground, there's like the... I forgot how they called it. There's the catacombs, right? And there was like a way up, and I'm guessing the tomb brings us into the catacombs. And if we have the... okay, we don't have it, sadly. Do I want to continue with the schoolhouse this time? Do I just want to get the tool shed? Like, we're going to have like a regular exploration here, I think. Root cellar? Let's go for the tool shed. I like the tool shed. I like starting with items. Ooh, perfect magnifying glass. I wanted that one. So basically, like, my idea is I want to reach the rank 10 again, and also what's the other... Oh, sledgehammer. Rank 10 again would be amazing, or like not rank 10, rank 9 again, and then we can check if I am right about this. Worst case, we can try to go by the foundation again and just open the lever again, because like opening the door isn't actually that hard now that we know how to reach it. Otherwise, I want to revisit the boiler room. Is it the boiler room? Yeah, it's the boiler room, right? I actually wrote down like in one of the drafting strategy guides that we read, there was actually a list of all the rooms that we can have additional effects in. For example, the garage, the furnace, and the pump room. Those are the three ones that I have not yet used. There are also like the laundry room and the lab, which we've tried already. That's completely fine, so I don't really care about that currently. There's just like a lot of experiments that I still have to work out. Obviously, we still have like the whole issue with the paintings. I know I'm talking a lot about things that I did between recording sessions, because I just had like a lot of time where I could just record a bunch of stuff. Like most of the episodes were actually recorded like within 1 week, and they're still running like as I am recording this. And actually looked at like all the paintings. My issue is still like I don't know how visible it's going to be if I go closer, but like I have most of the different letters in here. I am still missing some of them. Obviously the very top middle one doesn't really have a letter probably, and my guess is probably it's going to be something Like if he hasn't small something, there's something with TES in the end. I'm guessing every single word is going to be 5 letters and it's going to be like grammatically maybe not perfectly correct, but it's going to be like some sort of sentence there. We know that we have to crack 8 safes, is like my theory, but there are like 2 words where I have like no idea. And I have all the paintings actually in my list, but sadly I have not been able to figure it out. Like I've been using a thesaurus, like I've definitely spent like 2 hours just trying to figure out what like these different pictures could mean and how they could be relating to each other. I just didn't figure it out. I am not that kind of linguist. Maybe I'm going to have like an epiphany at some point looking at that stuff. Maybe there's going to be like a joke I make in my head and suddenly it's going to just click. But alas, that's not today. But I feel like we've talked enough about like my editing stuff, so let's first of all check the magnifying lens and check out this thing. Mora J. The White Sea of Yore. Anyway, now that we've inspected that one, it should pop up in the library. To my understanding, this is how this all works. I'm just gonna do the thing that I always do. Actually, there's like one thing that I did last time, I think, or like one of the last times. And I kind of liked, I'm just going to open all the 3 rooms in here and then I'm gonna decide where I'm gonna go afterwards. I don't want to waste the corridor. This is like one of the big things. Like I like the corridor later on just because it's like always unlocked. We could take the bedroom and go upwards. We could also just take the closet for 2 more items. But that would require us to go to the west up here again. But I'm gonna do it. That also means that we can just pick them up here. Okay, key and gem. I don't mind. You know, let's see if I can figure out my drafting strategy for today. I'm not gonna take the hallway. That's like kind of a waste, I feel like. Yeah, let's just take the pantry. And let's see what we need up here. We can take like something that goes straight or turns to the left. Both of our would be fine. I'm not gonna take the nursery, obviously. Do I risk the mail room here? No, right? I'm gonna take the parlor. Yeah, let's start with the parlor here. I do like the puzzles, and I've missed the puzzles. One of the other 2 boxes is false. You will open this box and find it empty. The blue box is true. Okay. Assuming this box is true, right, then the blue box would also be true, which means one of the other 2 boxes is false. Only one of the other blue boxes is false, which would agree with this one, which would mean that this is false, which means that if I open this box, it would not be empty. Okay, assume this is false, right? Then this one is also false. Then this one would be true, right? Like this would be false, which means... Wait a second. Actually interesting. If this one would be false, right? And then this one obviously would also have to be false, which means that this is a paradox again, because one of the other 2 boxes is false, and we would still need a true box. And if this one would be true and this would be false, then this would automatically be true, which would make this one false. Anyway, it's just breaking all apart, which means that this one's the one with the gems in it. Let's see if my puzzle solving abilities still work. Again, it's been a few weeks, but I feel like this is just a basic skill for me. Yep. So let's get the gems. I do love them so much. Gotta be completely honest here. This is terrible. I'm gonna take the storeroom, I guess. I could take the hallway. I'm just gonna risk the pantry over there. That's fine. You know, worst case, it's going to be like the shortest run ever. But I do like having some items in the beginning here. We still have like the swimbird one. I'm still not sure what I want to make out of it. It might just be like fan art. Maybe it's actually Mary who originally conceptualized the swimbird for the book in here and just left the drawing in here. I would be surprised if I, like as in Simon, had drawn it like later on in his life. And by later on, I mean like in the very beginning, because we would have been like 6 years old when we read that book. So, doesn't make a lot of sense. Give me anything. I'm gonna take the spare room then. That's fine. Spare room we can definitely use here. It's kind of a waste. But like not a waste. It's actually a decent room just because, you know, down here it shouldn't require a key anyway. And now we can go for the hallway. And now we get like a lot of value out of this. Also key. I don't actually know where the key is going to be. Just on this? Okay, just on this table. That's fine, we can work with that. Let's see what's over here. Ooh, courtyard. I do love the courtyard, right? But you could also take the chapel and keep this one for later. And we probably only have to go through the chapel twice anyway. No, wait, maybe 3 times. Do you want to keep the courtyard for later? No, because the courtyard is actually quite likely to have a trunk as well. And we don't really need anything from the chapel. In worst case, we can also just... It's basically like the same shape, so it doesn't actually matter that much. Ooh, wait. Shovel. Neat. I do love getting the shovel early. And that reminds me, I have like the map. Like I've drawn down the order of like the rich soil stuff. And our current room is the 3rd one from the bottom. This is good soil. I just wrote out some letters. I feel like G was good soil. So this should, if my theory is correct, give us a decent chance at loot. Nothing of interest. I don't know how that works. I'm guessing that a rich soil area probably has like a guaranteed chance of something. While there's like one room that has like the poorest soil where like nothing should be growing. In the west wing, it's like in rank 2. I should definitely try to get like a green room in there at some point. Ooh, veranda. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one. We have like so many gems. And the rest would be a waste anyway, so who cares? Dig. I love digging. We should probably, to be fair, like we could technically leave this and wait for like a lab experiment, because we do know that digging around has like a chance of giving us stuff. But I really don't care enough. I'm gonna be completely honest, like I sometimes waste too much time just hoping for an experiment. I feel like it's probably just worth it to continue like this. And we can get like an enter room. I don't really care. I'm just gonna take the guest bedroom then. Is there something in here? A gem. It's probably worth the 2 steps. Yeah. Give me the gem. 7 gems. We have like a lot of money. Like we are quite rich in this run. I like this. Also, we have like this statue over there. Can I make out which one it is? My eyes aren't strong enough for this. No. I might have to get a little bit closer. It's not too bad, but let's just figure out if we can kind of do that. I'm gonna take the reading nook or chapel. No, I'm gonna take the chapel. I have so many steps. I'm gonna take it. We're going to keep the what do I want to say? Like the redraws until we really need them. I'm not gonna waste them like in the first few ranks. Later on maybe. Anything hidden in here? Sometimes you have like some loot on like one of the altars here. Let's go further north for now. Okay, let's not go further north. We have like 4 keys. That's fine, but I would like to... Actually, commissary isn't too bad here. Like, if I can reach this door from the other side, then I don't really care. So let's just do it like this. Yeah. That's the same as always. Ooh, upgrade discs. For 15? Yeah, I'm gonna take that one. First, I'm gonna open the next room though. Just in case, like, I obviously need a... Wait, we have a terminal. We have the terminal in the... What was it called? Like Blackwater? Blackbridge. Okay. I don't know why I thought Blackwater. I feel like that's a planet or like a region in Ratchet & Clank. Pool? Yeah. Absolutely taking that one. I want the pump room and stuff again. Because I do know that once we get the boiler, we can actually use... Like, my theory is... Because I was really confused about, like, the pump room. I feel like I understand it now. With, like, all the pipes. I didn't actually pay attention to that one during the recording. But I feel like I understand now how the pump room works. But there's also, like, the big tank. And I feel like we need the boiler to activate that one. Because we didn't really have a chance to access that one. I'm gonna get the upgrade this. It's just too good. Might be a waste right now. But I want to get it anyway at the end. So why not get it now so I don't forget. This one we're going to open first if we can. No. Okay, this could be a dead end at the end, so I don't really mind. We have the basement key. I want to keep the basement key in here until I need it. Because I'm not sure if once I find the tomb, I'm going to need the basement key again. So I'm going to go for security. We are kind of running out of gems here. But we are getting a lot of good rooms, so I don't mind. That's good. We have like a security terminal. But first of all, upgrade disk. I love it. Scanning the rooms. What can we upgrade? The mail room. Oh. I am curious about that because we have like an item waiting for us. Same day delivery. The package will be delivered here after you reach rank 8. No contact delivery. The package will be dropped off at the entrance steps in the day. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't care about like the same day delivery. I feel like if I have reached rank 8, I probably have like all the items I need. I don't care about that one. But the other two ones are actually really interesting. Getting the mailroom, then guaranteed getting the items next run is really cool. But also getting more items. I think this is like one of those cases I probably just have to make a decision here. But it's going to be either one of these two. Okay, here's the thing. I actually don't like drafting the mailroom just because I really hate how I have to draft it twice. And then I have to get it in a convenient location again. And it is a dead end room. I don't like this room, right? I don't want to waste my opportunities by, you know, wasting basically a slot in my mansion layout. So I want to say no contact delivery is probably a lot better. At least for me. Yeah. Let's go with that one. Yep. It has been successfully upgraded. Ooh. And while we're at it, let's go to the south. We can't actually interact with you anyway. And I don't really want to... Ooh. Okay. These are actually kind of... I want to use the pump room. I absolutely do want to use it. But it obviously would be dead end then. Which isn't like the worst thing in the world. I want to take it, yeah. I don't want to use the die here anyway. Mainly because, you know, again, I am currently not really re-rolling that stuff. And I want to get the pump room anyway. And we have like these wires in here. I'm going to call it, or like the... They're not really wires. I don't even know what these chutes are all about. But the power's running through them once I find the boiler. So let's do it like that. First of all, we want to drain the reservoir, which is going to mean that we cannot use the fountain after. I shouldn't have gone in here. That's like a wasted step. I kind of have to get another room. I just realized I'm going to get the once I get the boiler room, I can probably use this tank because I'm guessing that this one, because we have like this weird you know, wire chutes, whatever you want to call it, going through here. If we can power that one, then we can probably use that pump and we can drain like 6 units of water. I guess 5 units of water, which would allow us to drain the reservoir a little bit and also keep the fountain going. That's like currently what I'm thinking. I also kind of want to drain the aquarium just because I can, right? I know it's kind of mean, but for now I'm gonna ignore this room. Is there something laying around here that I could be using? No, I don't think so. Do I want to turn off that stuff already? No, for now I'm gonna leave it like a default setting. No, wait, I should have reduced the security settings so we are less likely to encounter those rooms until we are done. But the office would be fine. The bedroom would also be fine. I don't really care about the office that much. Yeah, let's just take the bedroom. Conserve some steps for the beginning here. I know we could have probably comboed it with the nursery. That would have been a lot better, but you know, I don't really care that much. And another key. Oh, great. We still have like the hallway over here, so we definitely have like more steps. I guess the reading nook. I do like the locksmith, but we don't have like a lot of money currently. We don't have that many gems, but the drawing room would otherwise be amazing, but we can also grab that one later on. I feel like the reading nook is probably the best option here. We are getting a key, so we are guaranteed to be able to go through the next door for free, basically. Yeah, that's like what I meant with like for free. Use the key on here. Oh, okay. Your package has been delivered. I'm guessing I still have to pick the mail room for this time around, right? I don't want to... I thought the library would turn the other way around, but I always forget that it turns left again, if it can. Should I just take the mail room and then go back? I think so. Unless I'm getting like a key card here. Package delivered. Okay, I'm guessing it's literally not here anymore because we already upgraded it. I wasn't sure whether it would land in the entrance hall or not. But since we're going back now anyway, it doesn't actually matter that much. We've had that one, right? This was the one stamp that we had before. Yeah, gonna leave it. Okay, we've upgraded the room like this, that's fine. Now I'm sure that I don't have to pick it again like this. It's fine. We will learn for next time. I am going to go through the shop here and I guess lose my money in the chapel. Yeah, and then I'll just have to go via the hallway. Okay, I can figure this one out. You would assume so, like after navigating this estate for so many attempts, I should probably be getting better at navigating it, but again, 3 weeks of break, that's not really that helpful when it comes to my navigational skills. You know, my definitely existent navigational skills. Anyway, where? Huh? Huh? Did that break because I guess I didn't get the package now. Because I got it later? So this was a complete waste of my time? If I understand this right? Because we didn't get any items. And so I'm guessing the package would have been delivered here if I had started today. Okay, so the mailroom was like a waste this time around. I kind of was excited about getting some items. I'm guessing I'm not getting anywhere. And I don't even know if I get any next time. Okay, I guess I have to take the den here. That's fine though, it at least gives me a path forward and we get a gem again. I like getting the gem. I mean, there are... Oh, yeah, Den also has like a high chance of getting the trunk. Ooh, Secret Garden. That's actually... Secret Garden is the left door, if I recall correctly, right? Because we still have to figure out whether we have to go via the foundation again. And I also want to figure out where the secret lever is anyway, so who cares, right? Dining room, corridor, passageway. I'm just gonna take the corridor. That's fine. And we have like 2 rerolls, so if I don't get like a... We're just taking the billiard room. I'm wasting like 2 rooms over here, but I don't really care enough. And we guaranteed have the secret garden key that we can use now whenever. Yeah, and we also need more keys, so I don't actually mind. Like we can get the key card as well, if I recall correctly. Anything over here? Oh, salt checker. Yes, delicious salt. Had like some salty pretzels today and also had like so much salt over. Just licking it like... Huh? What's that one in the middle? I'm not sure what the one in the middle is. What would be a decent operation you could use math-wise? You could have the square root of 4, which would be 2, or you could have like, you know, 4 times 4, so 16. I'm gonna go for 2. No? 16? Okay. So 4, 16 again. Okay, when would we use that? Probably at the very end? No, probably not. Because it doesn't make sense otherwise. It's probably, like, it can't be like in the beginning. It has to be at the very end because 6. So 36 minus 16 would be 20. And like the other way around, it doesn't really make sense. If we start 6 minus 16, we would have negative 10. And negative 10 times negative 10 obviously would be 100. So I'm guessing it works around this way. Okay. This was the only operation that makes sense here, so I'm quite happy that I figured it out. At that point, at least. I read there were like 2 that made sense. Garage doesn't actually help us here. I'm gonna take the West Wing Hall. That also gives us more options in general. I like that. Should I use the secret garden key here? First I'm gonna check the store here. The lab. No, wait, the utility closet. I need that one. Yeah, okay, the utility closet, we have like 46 steps still. I'm going to use those to dark room. Okay, dark room doesn't matter, we have to leave you like this. Keycard system off, that's all we need in here. Now we go back to security. Before we do anything else, which also is going to cost us like a coin, but who cares. And once we have done so, we can get more keycard system, you know? I just want to have the option to get 3 doors. Especially now that we are reaching the higher ranks. Okay, let's see. The commissary, do I remember which way I went? Clearly it's this one. And now, let's do it. Was there like another terminal I could have used? I don't actually think so. Estate inventory for 1. Okay, we found everything. Keycard system. Setting, security level high. And offline mode is going to be unlocked, obviously. This is like so much safer. Like, imagine the fire hazard you have when, you know, like the issues you're going to get if you are in a fire and the doors don't open. Now, question is, do I just want to continue this way? Sure, yeah. We have like the garden key, we can always use that one soon. Obviously, dark room here. The locksmith doesn't do anything for us here. If I can connect like those 2 pathways, that wouldn't be too bad actually. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't see much of an item over there. There might have been one. And we get like a security door. Just gonna take the middle one. Like, it's not going to be a bad... It was a bad room, okay. But it was the weight room, so we at least have like a lot of steps. Well, too bad. I feel like I want to use the secret garden key around here-ish. So let's first see if any of the doors are open. We need good rooms. I might actually take... Do I want to take the sauna? No. I don't want dead ends here. Do I redraw once? I at least want to be able to reach the foundation. That's like one of the big things. If I can reach that one, then I'm quite happy. I'm gonna redraw once. The Rumpus room is actually decent. I like that one. Costs us a gem, but we get a new cutscene. And I love cutscenes. And also we can go into the basement if... Oh! And the next room is free. That's perfect, actually. So we can at least try to be smart about this in a moment. Okay, we have like a lot of money now. I do like that. Is there anything else hidden here? I do know that there's like always the money. But maybe there's going to be something else. Oh, it's a tie in the time. Yeah, we already had that one on the list. Obviously. Nothing hidden about. Okay, it might be time for a new prediction. Let me actually open a page where I can actually scribble onto. Okay, I am ready. My body is ready. Oh no, it's gonna blow!
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. Yes. The fog is clearing. I see a shadow in the doorway. Silent footsteps in the hallways. An unlatched gate you did not open. I see a young boy watched from afar. A young boy who once was brave, but now afraid. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
What the heck? We just... Okay, I am now worried. I am now... Okay, they said something has been stolen inside of here. The gate has been unlocked. Why has it been unlocked? By whom? Which of the gates? There are like 2 gates. It could be the one in the... I really hate that the shadows moving, but it's just a lamp moving. I am now really worried about this game. What kind of turn did it just take? Seriously. There are 2... Like seriously, I feel like a kid right now being alone at home and there's like just something in the shadows. I hate that they had to say it like that, okay? We did see the dark room, but like... It wasn't us, there was somebody in a hat. Why the dark room? Something was taken. Not by us. And one of the gates is open. Why is one of the gates open? I'm gonna have to check the gates now. I'm still so unsure about Azara in general, what the kind of premonition is going to be. Is it important for the current loop? Is it for one of the future loops? Because I am going to watch my back now. Seriously. Anyway, let's think about something more happy. Let's see if we can dig around. A rusty nail. Very ominous. I don't like this. I'm going to stare at this door until something moves. No, it's not that bad, but that's still, I am weirdly worried about this now. Every single time I'm looking over there, and obviously in the weight room there's like something red. I'm like, huh? Someone? Seriously? This is my house, okay? Basically, if you think about it. So I guess it's time to open this door and hope that we can go to the right side somehow. Library. Yeah, actually, you could also take the drawing room. I'm gonna take the drawing room because both of them open the right door and this one also gives us a reroll. And if I recall correctly... Also, there's actually, now that I mentioned that I reached this room, I just remembered I actually wrote something down. There was a note that I missed downstairs, I think at least. There was like one of the tables, and I think there was like a note on there that I didn't look at. Like it was like one in the middle in the basement. So the question is, do I want to use the green? Yeah, I'm gonna try the secret garden key here. Yep. And this one also spreads throughout the house, so we get like more steps if we are looking around. Now I need to figure out where the... Oh, turnip. Perfect. With some salt on there. Love it. I do like the little animation of like the salt checker. Ooh, the salt checker on there. Also more of that stuff. I do love green rooms, right? Green rooms are just such great rooms. Oh, the broken lever. Neat. Also, I prefer this music over normal music. Okay, now I need to figure out how this works. How? This one, what's this one going to do? Do I have to move all of you in the same direction, maybe? Or to the west direction? Okay. Okay, this is a secret. And it's the right door. Okay, I was right about that. I'm not sure if the door's still open. It's not open, but we can go into the underground and it doesn't actually matter that much. We have like 20 steps. So we should be able to reach room 46 if I really want to. And I really want to. I want to figure out what this is all about. Also, I can't. I'm too short. I can't reach those fruits. No. What? Still very worried about this Our good old friend Alzara, please don't make this weird. But that could be stolen from here. Okay. Anyway, let's go down for now. The door should still be open, right? This has been how it has always been. We have unlocked the doors, so obviously we can now continue. This one's broken. Probably, yeah, we can't actually do anything. I don't actually know if that means that we can now call the elevator if we wanted to. Anyway. Also, by the way, like the death statue definitely, like I'm going to call it like the death statue. Definitely extra ominous. I really don't know why we had to see that one. But it is as it is. Also, does the metal detector help us here? Because I do know that we still have like the thing about like the floor plans, and I do have a sledgehammer that I can't use here. Maybe I need dynamite, right? Because we had seen the dynamite and I couldn't pick it up because I needed the trading post thingy. There's like so much stuff that I still have to experiment with here. And I love it, but I also hate it. Anyway, I have to go over here, and there was something to the right. Yeah. There was like something I didn't pick up. 100 bells? Sandy Heights, 5 p.m. Okay, this was the only note that I didn't see last time. What's 100 bells? I don't think I recognize that name. Let me briefly skim my notes on the right side of my monitor. Is this related to... No, it wouldn't be, right? There's north of Reservoir, yeah. It wouldn't be related to the driver disappearing that often, right? Why would that note be here then? Like, I'm not really sure why there are notes here, like, about this one. Who would have that? Would that be somebody who constructs, constructed stuff? No, because the lever probably existed for so long. This would be a semi-recent note comparatively, I'm guessing, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. But I don't know who would leave a note like that. Those are like my big questions currently, and I am just confused. I'm gonna pull you to the side for a moment. I wanna look at the statue. The book here, okay. Don't know who you're supposed to be though. I'm not really sure about like most of the statues. Originally I obviously thought there would be like part of like the angel set. And we still don't really know like about most of the angels. We have like 2 of the names. That reminds me, I still have to revisit that one room with like one of their angels. I didn't actually, like, I don't like going back in my videos unless I'm currently editing them. Right, it's like kind of my rule, because otherwise I would probably just spend hours upon hours just kind of trying to piece everything together. But I feel like that at some point there has to be like, you know, you have to take a break. Wait, can I rotate you from over there? Is that the right way to return there? I don't quite recall how I did last time. Like, I mean, this is definitely the connection that works. And I should have probably used that one. I would have been maybe quicker if I had just rotated it from like the main entrance. But this also works, okay. Makes us do a little bit more work, but that's fine. Okay, my theory is we can now open the door basically, or like open the cover to the door basically. But we will not be able to interact with the door itself. My theory? I don't know. I would be surprised if the game made it like that easy at this point. I feel like there's probably going to be like another puzzle missing. Also, last time when I flipped the lever, I didn't check out the doors first. But no, I also can't interact with them when I... Huh? I kind of glitched up there for a moment. I was confused. Well, there's also no text here. I don't know if I interacted with this last time. I'm not really sure about like a lot of the things in here. But anyway, let's flip the lever. This should open our way to room 46. And we have like enough steps now to actually look at it at least. We've reached the room, basically. I would be surprised if I don't need a special key at this point. But if it's just a regular key, I mean, we have some. And also we have like the phenomenal music at this point. I don't know, I feel like this is a lot nicer than thinking about somebody following us in the shadows. Seriously. Why did I have to know about that? I don't really care. I don't really want to think about it. Anyway, let's turn you into the right position so I don't have to rotate you like in a moment. That's going to be a lot easier than first going over and then having to rotate twice, basically, or like doing extra work. Also, if we leave it like this, then going here next time is going to be easier. Assuming there's going to be a next time. Like, here's the thing. Even if this like finishes the main game in a moment, I don't know if it's going to be, but this is like the main thing that we want to accomplish. There's too much left in this whole estate, right? I am going to have to deep dive in here many more times. But for now, let's just figure out what this room is all about. We can do it. Into the darkness. I hate how the transition is just so dark. Nobody's standing here? Okay. Okay. We've made it. Into the drawing room. Going to ignore that room for now. We are inside. This is the same one that we had last time. And it's quiet. Are you ready?
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves. And he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade, he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
I mean, not quite what I expected when I got here, but it is nice to put it all together. Kind of having the last verse to the Red Prince book that we had found in the nursery. I really am going to have to think about this quite a lot. Obviously, I say obviously, but I feel like with all art, obviously a lot of interpretation is in order. And I feel like I'm going to need a minute. I did know that the Red Prince book, as was previously stated, was about us, basically, right? In the past, how we were so focused on the color red. And I guess to make the color right, like to see something new, obviously the blueprints, right? Like this whole puns about the game. So far I was aware, but this feels rather elaborate to get us off our fixation on the red color. I obviously feel like this is a bit more, I'm guessing, out of the blue games. With how many colors were like in those names, I am not even sure if I had to pay attention to those those credits a lot more. I'm kind of like, I really am going to need like a few minutes to think about like my whole thoughts. Obviously, for Christopher Manson, okay, who opened many doors for me. Okay, I hope that I get like a second to think about this in just a moment. Because obviously, your new home. Okay. So I'm guessing the 10th rank. Wow, we kind of wasted a lot of rooms. I actually wanted to do like a lot more. It would have been nice if the day didn't end. But I'm guessing this has been, you know, Mary's old office, kind of, whenever she was here. Like, I am not 100% sure about like the actual importance of the room itself, right? Because every single room obviously has like a role to fulfill. Like, right, we have like security, we have like dark room. They are doing something. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing it's like some sort of office. But this obviously is not the full story that we are experiencing here, right? There's like so much still missing. Like, for example, Mary still disappeared. We don't know what happened to her. And to my understanding, when did she disappear? Wait a second, we have like some notes here. Which year are we? We are like in the were we in the 90s? Yeah, we're in like in 93. And she disappeared in 87, I think? That's Sinclair, no? Last seen in 87. Which means she disappeared when we were like around 7-ish? Maybe 8? It's like really young. Have been living with our dad. And yeah, like obviously we know that there has been the whole thing about like the royal party. Royalist party, or whatever called, in the whole area. I'm guessing that the color red, I always say obviously, I should probably stop saying obviously when I'm interpreting art, because I don't really feel about it, it's just like a filler word, I'm sorry about that. So we don't say obviously, we have the red color, which is important to our character, who's always seen that, who's been focused on that, but it might also be a metaphor for like the country we are living in. This is kind of the world we are stuck in, and we never get to see something new. But obviously, there's also the extra step of just talking about blueprints, something to distract us from the old red. But I also have to say, I would have to think a lot harder than I could ever do in like the next 5 minutes about this game to really interpret that ending fully to a point where I would be satisfied with it. I feel like this is going to come later on when I get to rewatch it during editing, really think about it, the things that I've experienced. But yeah, this has kind of been the main game of Blueprints. I don't quite know where I'm going on with this now. For now, I would probably end this episode here in a moment once I press X. I don't know if there's going to be something new. Sometimes games do that, right? But there are like a bazillion more puzzles that I have to figure out. But I don't know if the same format that I'm currently doing is still going to work with that. I'm going to have to think about that. But yeah, let's do it like this. We have seen no new rooms except for obviously the rank 10 that we have reached. And that's just it. I guess that's where we are. And now it's just figuring out the rest of the puzzles. Well, I hope you at least enjoyed the steps and the path till here. I will be thinking about how I want to continue the series, because now that we kind of reached the last room, I obviously feel like the way we have to progress starting now is going to look a little bit differently. I'm going to have to hyper focus on getting new rooms, for example, figuring those out, and that might actually take multiple runs at the same time. And I don't know if like my current format for that is the ideal way to do that. I'm not sure how I want to do it yet. I might just record myself for like multiple hours and then cut that down to like 30 minutes. Every single time I try to figure something out. I might stream it. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna have to think on that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my journey so far. I will definitely continue in some way, shape, or form with this game. I've been loving it. It has been such a fresh spin on puzzle games, and I love puzzle games already. Seeing the way this all worked out has been great. I really like the idea of having to get lucky to work on a puzzle, and that sounds like really weird for a puzzle game. But what I mean by that is, oftentimes when you see a puzzle, you get stuck on it. And this is like one of my biggest issues that I, for example, have with like linear point-and-click adventures. Because oftentimes you are stuck on like one last puzzle and you are not allowed to do anything else until you solve that puzzle. You don't have that one with this game. There are dozens of puzzles, and if you cannot continue at some point, the game is not going to throw you into the same situation again, where you're going to see the same puzzle again in the same way that you did last time. No, you have to be lucky to find that puzzle again, or like, you know, it's just like a roll of the die at this point. Obviously, you have like the chance to kind of manipulate it with your skill when it comes to like drafting rooms and stuff. But for the most part, it is basically just luck dependent which puzzles you can actually solve in a day, right? Like, for example, there's the weird chessboard that has like all the different ranks that we have seen. I don't know what this is all about. It's going to probably be important. Same with like the different sigils that we've seen, right? I've written down like all the different notes, like what the border outside means and what like the different lanes mean and stuff. I don't even know what this puzzle is for, but the information is there. Why is it there, right? There's going to be something I need to use it for, and I will have to repeatedly go into the estate to figure it out, to kind of piece it all together, and it's going to make sense at some point, but only if I'm lucky enough to find like the right rooms at the same time, which is fine because there's always something else to do, right? This is like so non-linear. I just really love it. The only thing that I really would theoretically put in as well is like an actual timer, which sounds like really weird. But like we had like the time travel episode, as I call it, right, where we waited for like 24 hours and nothing happened. I feel like at some point you should get thrown out of the estate when it's nighttime. I don't know how long exactly it should take, but like, let's say you only have like 2 hours, and after 2 hours it's like, oh, you're getting tired now, maybe you have like 15 more minutes, and afterwards you have to leave, because this could actually save you from getting stuck at puzzles. I've heard from people who apparently were stuck in some rooms for like 2 or 3 hours just trying to solve the same puzzle. I don't feel like this is going to be the same thing, or like this is the intention between this game. I feel like you are supposed to obviously think about puzzles, and that's fine that you can stay in the same situation for a longer time. But if you're not moving out of a room for like 2 or 3 hours, you're probably stuck. and getting unstuck by just getting thrown out at some point might actually be helpful. I don't know, since this game already embraces like this random kind of rogue-like-ish nature, I feel like that would actually be an interesting take on it. Maybe they decided against it somewhere in playtesting. Maybe I'm completely wrong, right? Like sometimes I'm obviously wrong with game design. I'm just thinking about what could be changed about this game. And I luckily have never felt the way that it would have really been needed for me personally, right? If I don't see the solution to a puzzle after a few minutes, I'm just leaving, right? I am willing to come back another day. Not everyone might be. And that's fine. Let's be honest, that's fine. But yeah, this is like my... I wouldn't really call it a critique of this game. This is like one of the few games I have played where there's so... I want to say like so little wrong with it, but I could not name a single thing that really bothered me about the game. At least to the extent where I would like deduct points if I were to rate it. I just have thoroughly enjoyed my point until now. Or like my playthrough until now. And I mentioned this like a lot earlier, like in one of the first few episodes where I talked about like the random nature of this game, right? Like where you have to draft the whole house and how this could be an issue in the late game. And I still stand by that statement basically. I feel like if I continue playing this game for like 100 hours to try to solve all the puzzles, and I'm stuck on like the last 1 or 2 puzzles, and I just have to get lucky to get the right rooms, then it's going to probably piss me off. But I feel like until then, it's going to be like, this is going to be like such an interesting decision, and I just love it. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed my playthrough of this. I'm going to, again, continue playing this in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how exactly the format is going to look like. I might be streaming it and then do like a stream cut or something like that to puzzle it together. I might just stream it like or play it in my off time and cut together all the solutions I find to puzzles. Right, it's like one of the, like I was so lucky that I basically missed all the spoilers about the game. I just knew about like the first trailer when I saw it like a month before the release. And to this day, I have been so lucky to not get spoiled about like any of the puzzles. This is such a rare occasion like for me. Like even other puzzle games that I've played like mostly blind. There are so few games that I've played like this where I didn't get spoiled like at least a little bit. Like the other game would have been Shards of Sinar, which I played previously, where I also got lucky and didn't get spoiled at all, right? Like I didn't know anything about the game. I just started after seeing like the description of the game because I just thought it was like really cool. And again, like this one, I just knew about like basically the basic premise. And it's so rare to not get spoiled about games, especially if everyone plays it, right? Like I remember looking at my Twitch page and like 20 people I followed just were playing this game, and I just had to instantly look away because I did not want to see what kind of rooms they were in. Anyway, it has been so much fun. I hope you enjoyed. I have been thoroughly enjoying my time. I'll be seeing you next time for more Blueprints or any other game. Have a good one. Until then, bye-bye.